When did you start watching MMA?
When Conor versus Mayweather fight in the boxing thing, that's when I know about UFC.
Oh, damn.
I like who this crazy white motherfucker, and then I do the research, and then that's how I know UFC.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Myanmar.
And when did you start fighting?
2020.
How old are you?
He just said it, motherfucker.
23.
He's 23.
Yeah, I'm 23.
I'm trying to
right
do
now.
the math though. So you didn't watch any of these like classic fights?
No,
Nothing.
nothing. I don't even like watching fight like that.
You don't even like watching UFC fights?
No, I watch myself or like when a big name fight, you know what I mean? Like Conor, Easy, and all them guys.
You said Easy E?
No, Adesanya.
He said
Easy
Easy.
E.
I thought he said
Easy E.
Yeah, I'm like, how in the hell?
I did.
Yeah,
I thought you said Easy E.
Easy E wasn't a fighter.
So you weren't like a fan of these guys growing up? You didn't like grow up thinking you were gonna be an MMA fighter?
Nah, I always thought I was gonna be a preacher.
A what?
A preacher.
Like preaching.
yeah.
Wow. Why that?
You know, it's because my mom have like 3 daughters and shit like that. So this one, like she, you know what I mean. She wanted to have a son. She went to a church and they pray that like if you gave me a son, he will work, he'll do your work and things like that. You know what I mean. And then boom, it came out. And so she would always tell me that story. So I just thought, I have to be a preacher and things like that. But,
Oh, man. How your mom feel now that you're a fighter and not a preacher?
I mean, because when I got to the U.S., my life was just changed completely. You know what I mean? It went to the wrong path. And so, you know what I mean? I kind of knew where I was going. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to be a preacher.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
still got time. You're 23. You know, a lot of preachers they don't become preachers till later on in their life in a way.
Yeah.
And a lot of preachers they go out and they see the world for what it is and stuff like that. And then they don't always start off as like really like godly church people. You know, they live the life, and then sometimes it's a calling. You got to get called to it a lot of times.
Facts.
Do you feel like boxing right now is becoming the most important thing in the UFC?
Yeah, man. Shout out to me, Ilya, and Peter Yan. You know, we make the boxing come back to that UFC thing, you know, because the Russian guys, man, they brought that wrestling shit. And it was kind of boring. You know, the UFC was kind of boring when their thing was popping out. But now I feel like, you know what I mean, the boxers era start now. So, like, it bring back that excitement.
How old are you when you learned English?
I don't know. I got here when I was 12, so it's like you know what I mean. I learned as I grow.
Hey, can you imagine how many times he got in a fight over a mistake?
Yes.
He's just trying to say.
Yes.
Like the first time, like my first day of school, it's funny, like, cause there was like they call me Chinese, right? Chino. And then I was so happy because back in the country, the Chinese were like the rich people thing, you know what I mean? So I was like, damn, bro, they think I'm Chinese. You know, I was happy as fuck. And then I go home, I told my cousin, I was like, man, hey, bro, they think I'm rich. He's like, nah, man, that was insult. And then I went back to the school the next day, and the first person called me Chinese, get his ass whooped.
Damn.
Just because, you know.
Yeah. I normally ask, what kind of Asian are you? What nationality? What kind?
I'm from Myanmar.
Where's Myanmar?
It's by Thailand. It's like the border. Yeah.
It's the border of Thailand?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you said Myanmar, I was thinking, what's this nigga talking about? Because I don't think I heard of Myanmar.
And you didn't want to go like this to him
Nah,
during the
nah,
podcast.
No, so is your language kind of like Thai?
No, it's
nothing
completely
like that?
different. Yeah.
Yeah. And are you near Cambodia?
Yeah, we close.
You
We're
close?
like neighbors.
Have you been to Cambodia before?
No.
Man, I need to go to Myanmar.
Yeah, no. What made you come here when you were 12?
Man, it's just civil war and all this type of thing, you know. So my parent, they wanted a life that was better for us. And then that's when they came to Malaysia. And then that's when we seek refugee. And then we come here.
I was just going to ask you, how's the food in Myanmar? How's the food there?
The Myanmar is the street food is the best in Myanmar.
Oh, for real? It's better than Thai food?
See, the Thai food has got spicy, right? But the Myanmar food is like the natural flavor.
So talk to me about fighting then. So when you got here, how did you kind of get into the UFC? Was there a coach that saw you? Was there someone that kind of picked you up and said, "Yo, I think you could be great at this"? Did you go like visit someone?
So I got into a lot of trouble in Houston. So I got into like a little situation where I can't stay in Houston for, you know what I mean? And then I moved to Iowa, where my auntie lived. And, you know, when I moved there, it was still the same trouble, fighting every day and things like that. So this one time, I was fighting at the park, you know what I mean? And the guy that I fought was like a Muay Thai something, like he trained something. And I was beating the shit out of him. And then my friends was like, hey man, you should do UFC. We don't know MMA. He called it UFC. I was like, you know, what is UFC? You know, I just kept in my mind, but I never really like look into it. And then a couple days later, I got into another fight. And then when I came home, I got like little bruises and things like that. And then my auntie was like, hey, come here, let me talk to you. And then she was like, hey man, you think you a real man? I was like, yeah, I'm a real man. Like I never lost a fight, man. She was like, you know, a real man, anybody can fight on the street, but a real man fight for his country and his family. And he fight on the stage like Manny Pacquiao. And then that's when I was like, damn. Like, so I can't sleep that night. I was thinking about that shit the whole night. And then the next day I was like, I'm gonna go back to Houston. And can you please tell my mom that I want to train? So that's when like things started changing.
What was the first gym you went to?
It was Precision MMA, but it was like a family type of gym. It wasn't like a fighter gyms, you know, and things like that. So, and then that's when I met a guy named Scotty Words. Like he beat the shit out of me in sparring. And then I tried to do the same move that he got me with. And then he was like, hey man, I'm opening a gym next door. And then so I talked to my old coach, and then that's when 2020, that's when I start like taking it serious.
And when you started training, like for martial arts, you stopped street fighting, huh?
Yeah, it was just like when I get my ass beat in the gym, I was like, I want to get better. So my friends were like, hey man, let's go out to this and do this. And I was like, bro, this dude whoop my ass, I got to get better. You know what I mean? So I don't go outside no more and things like that.
Yeah. It changes you once you start training like martial arts.
I think the biggest thing is being focused. Like your manager, Jacob and Iridium, like they talk so highly of you, how you're so focused on fighting. Like this is what you want to do. You're a professional. You treat it like a profession. We see a lot of fighters who kind of just go through the motions. They're great, but instead of becoming greater, they're kind of happy with where they are. But it seems like you just want it all and you just got here.
Yeah, a lot of people, they focusing more on the lifestyle, right? Me, like, let's say I start my camp, like sponsors or whatever, they were like, hey man, let's do this. Completely off. Like when I'm in training camp, is like training only, you know what I mean? So a lot of people, they is like, if some media call them, it's like, okay, they leave the training and then they go to that media because they like the lifestyle, you know what I mean? So they forgot what got them that media thing, you know what I mean? So my coaches, and that's why me and Daniel was so close, because we the same way, you know, we like let camera shines or whatever, but you know what I mean? It worked for us.
How you gonna deal with all the media when you're preparing to be the champion, fight for the belt, and if you get the belt or when you get the belt, how you gonna deal with it? Because it's gonna be a lot more media and
the media, the fight week, like we don't really need to work hard no more, right? It's just like the weight cut, and then a little bit of game plans and things like that. So that fight week, I'm always preparing. My last fight, it was a little different because a lot more media, but you know what I mean. It was cool. I kind of like it, because like you forgot about your hunger. When you do a lot of media, it's like time go fast. Yeah, and it kind of helped me.
Yeah, but I think if he's fighting for the belt, it's going to be a lot more than the last week. Do they still do like the 24/7?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. I mean, you're young. You're a potential new face of the fight game. I feel like it's a lot more media than you can probably expect.
Shit, we're going to have to adjust to that shit.
You got to adapt to it.
Adapt to it.